Coverage of this very important event. We begin with former Secretary of Defense William Cohen and Fox News strategic analyst Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. Both are in Washington. So, Colonel, good day for the good guys. That's us. Am I correct?
Look, Bill, this was a great day for human freedom. Not just Egyptian freedom, for human freedom, and a truly great day. The events in Egypt are going to resound not merely through the Arab world, where Gaddafi isn't sleeping, Bashar al-Assad of Syria isn't sleeping tonight, the Saudi royal family isn't sleeping well tonight, but it'll reach Iran. Iran's already felt compelled to round up freedom advocates. It's going to reach Beijing. It's going to reach North Korea, Burma, Venezuela. That doesn't mean change will happen overnight, but Bill, now people see what's possible. In less than 3 weeks, millions of brave, unarmed, peaceful civilians brought down a 30-year-old dictatorship.
Yeah, I mean, it is impressive.
This is a strategic earthquake.
I'm glad you said peaceful, because the only violence we saw in Egypt was when Mubarak brought his thugs, paid thugs, in to beat up reporters and other people. The protesters themselves in Cairo behaved in a very admirable way. Now, Secretary Cohen, you know this field marshal, who Americans don't know, and he's now got the power reins in Egypt. Tell us about him.
Well, I met him over the years. He has been a good friend of the United States. He was most interested, obviously, in seeing to it that the United States could help modernize the Egyptian military, which we have done. We have very close relationships. They attend various functions, exercises that we have together. They come to the National Defense University and so forth. So I think he has been primarily concerned with Egypt's military and its military capability. Secondly, both he and President Mubarak were always focused on Iran, and that has been of a principal concern to both President Mubarak and Field Marshal Tantawi. And so my conversations always pertain to the status of Iran and the threat that it poses to the region.
What were they worried about? What was Egypt? Egypt is far away from Iran. Why were they worried about that?
Because the spread of Islamic revolution in the sense of a theocratic state.
All right, so Tantawi, we can assume then, is anti-jihadist, doesn't really like the Muslim Brotherhood, which is really the arm of the jihad in Egypt. So this is a win for us all across. Is there anything bad about this guy? He's not corrupt, is he?
As far as I know, but we have no way of knowing that, but he has been a very respected military leader in Egypt, and we can see from the people who have come out into the streets, as Colonel Peters has pointed out, courageously and boldly have supported the military. I assume that would include him.
Okay.
He is an older member, so we might see some younger officers come up and assume that role in the future.
Yeah, I didn't worry about. I just want to, you know, I'm glad you're on a program. I'm glad you're telling the American people that this is a solid guy. Now, one more question about Mubarak. You had to deal with Mubarak. Like all the secretaries of state and defense had to deal with Mubarak. When you were dealing with this guy, did you know that he was a corrupt dictator? Did you know you were dealing with a bad guy?
I had no information that he was corrupt. In fact, there would be no way I would know of that. What I was dealing with President Mubarak was primarily on the Palestinian issue. I have been long an advocate for having a two-state solution with the Palestinians having a sovereign state of their own, living in peace with Israel. That was an issue that was of concern to President Mubarak because of the tension. He was trying to stop the flow of weapons going through Egypt into Gaza and Hamas.
Right, so he helped you. He helped you calm things down there. But you're telling me that the defense intelligence agencies never told you that this guy was siphoning off billions of dollars and was oppressing his people?
No, in terms of oppressing his people, I think that there was elements, clearly, that's what we have been talking to President Mubarak about over the years. He had to have much greater freedom, political opportunity, that if you suppress people in that fashion, eventually you're going to have an
obviously
eruption.
It didn't work. You know, Colonel Peters, let me get back to you. We have to deal with the devil, don't we, in this world sometimes? Don't we have to we're dealing with Putin, and I don't think there's a worse guy on earth than Putin. Don't we have to deal with these people sometimes?
Well, yes, on a realistic level you do. But, Bill, I want to lay a couple myths that I've been hearing on the media on every channel to rest. The Muslim Brotherhood will not take over Egypt. The military won't let it happen.
That's right.
The Egyptian people won't let it happen. They don't want Iran. Secondly, Israel should stop worrying. The Egyptian military does not want another war with Israel. They know they'd lose. They're more worried, as Secretary Cohen suggested, about Iran and now the possible advent of Iranian nuclear weapons. But the message for America, for the United States, and we need to get this message, is that the dictators, you lease them, and you don't know when the lease is up. It's a short-term fix, short-term stability. In the long term, we need to get on the side of the people against the jihadis, because the quickest way to drive people throughout the Middle East into the arms of the jihadis is to support their oppressors.
No, I absolutely agree. In theory, that's absolutely right. And I hope Iran, you know, that's coming up Monday. There's this big demonstration over there, and I hope we can do something to help those people. Hey, gentlemen, thanks very much. That was really good. We appreciate you guys. By the way,